Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on BT Sport and Box Nation for Fight Night Live. Time now, ladies and gentlemen, to bring you the main event of the evening, courtesy of Frank Warren in association with 32 Red, Footy Asylum and Raynham Steel. We bring you 12 rounds for the interim WBO Middleweight Championship of the World. This is the fight for the right to meet Billy Joe Saunders. This bout is sanctioned by the WBO, whose steward is Marion Palatin, with the British Boxing Board of Control represented by Martin Filoni. Our timekeeper is Tony Dunkley from Shrewsbury. Our judges will be Steve Gray of Fleetwood, Rose Lesend of Philadelphia, and Ingo Barabas of Stuttgart. And when the action unfolds at the bell, our referee is Phil Edwards of Preston. Ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the challengers for this title. First of all, in the red corner, he's wearing the black. He is the #1 WBO contender. He comes to the ring with a record of 32 wins, 21 of those coming by way of knockout, with 2 defeats and 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, he comes to us from Georgia by way of Brooklyn, New York City. He is the mini Tyson. Please welcome Avtandil Khurtsidze. And his opponent and fellow challenger across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner in the blue and white of West Brom. He comes to the ring having weighed 59.9 on the scales, and comes to the ring with a record of 18 wins unblemished, 6 of those coming by way of knockout. He is the #3 ranked contender in the WBO rankings. He is the Baggies bomber. Please welcome Tommy Langford! 12 rounds for the interim WBO Middleweight Championship of the World. Your referee, Phil Edwards, with his final instructions.
Gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what they expect of you. Follow my instructions. Remember, defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Well, apologies for the chant which greeted Tommy Langford when he made his way into the ring. Obviously totally beyond our control. Let's see what the fight now can deliver. Is Langford going to have the power, the strength to keep this guy at bay? Khurtsidze can punch.
Just showing it, John, didn't he, in the very first punch of the contest, left up that just skimmed the target of Langford. So important that he keeps that jab going. Long straight right hand and moves around his opponent rather than moving back. Doesn't want Khurtsidze pushing him back to the ropes.
Well, he certainly loads up, does Khurtsidze. There's no tip-tapping around with him. Langford, Langford is the chant now. Billy Joe Saunders, you see, watching on the far side of the ring. Langford will have the problem of having to punch down at this guy. He started nicely, though, here, Langford. Heads going in close.
What's important here, John, is Langford uses his jab and his right uppercut. And as soon as Khurtsidze comes in at close quarters, then whip that right uppercut up, there you go, and then finish on the left hook, and then move round again, try and control the distance with a strong jab again. But the jab's got to be accurate. It's got to hit the target, because this fella will look to slip and whip shots over the top.
Chakucha sledgehammer, they call him. Apparently so strong, he once helped a mate to move house and carried a fridge up a flight of stairs on his back.
Yeah, I read about that. That's incredible, isn't it? And what's important here also, John, is that Langford doesn't panic at any stage, has confidence in his own boxing, got to toughen up in this one, and certainly doesn't want to be taking shots in at close quarters like that.
Well, that is where he does not want to be. Khurtsidze was beaten last time, 7 years ago, by Hassan Njikam, who is a real slippery customer. And that kind of gives a blueprint as to how he can be beaten. Only the 2 defeats in his record. And got this chance for this interim title fight after an upset win against Antoine Douglas. Took the fight at 2 weeks' notice, did Khurtsidze, and promptly stopped him. So, an interesting opening round and precisely what we expected.
Keep tapping him up, keep racking him around there, yeah?
Use your jab is working very well on this.
Here's Khurtsidze with his trainer, Andre Rosier. And it was telling, I thought, in the closing stages. There's that left hand from Khurtsidze. It was telling in the closing stages that the Georgian decided to drop his gloves, invite Langford to hit him, as much as to say, come on then, you can't hurt me.
Indeed, Johnny did. Just showed you in that replay there how dangerous this fellow is with that left hook, but that's better boxing, sharp, see, and then move around, like I said before, 2s and 3s, hit and move, then move around him rather than moving back. Don't move back to the ropes, try and stay in the spaces of the ring, and keep him off balance with those shots. It's a better start to the round, this from Langford. There you go.
Well, he's not going to be hard to find, Khurtsidze. What Langford has to do at the same time is make himself slippery and elusive. There you go, in and out.
He's beating him to the punch there, isn't he, Langford? It's a better start. He knows it. He was under a little bit of too much pressure in that opening round. He got caught with a couple of shots that he shouldn't have, but it's woken him up now. He's woke up a little bit as Langford.
There's that left hand again of Khurtsidze. Can't get lazy, Langford. He has a warrior heart, though. Turned his man well there and clipped him with the right hand. You'll hear as this fight unfolds that the Khurtsidze corner can be very, very vocal.
You can see why so many boxers have avoided this guy, John. He's as strong as a bull, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's 37 now. Imagine what he was like at about 25.
He's caught Langford with that left hand, and again. He's a strong, strong man. I think a lot of people were surprised at just how short he is. That's a nice right hand from Langford.
Very difficult to keep this man at bay. So your movement patterns are absolutely crucial. You cannot afford to keep going back in a straight line. Here to move, come around him. That's better from Langford. That's made Khurtsidze just think a little bit. A couple of good shots there from Langford. But on the ropes and in the corners, they are totally out of bounds, John, against this type of opponent.
Been clipped once or twice with that left hook. Swings it from a long way back, does Khurtsidze, but a little bit worrying at this stage of the fight that he's been able to find the head of Tommy Langford. Again, he's inviting Langford to come forward. Khurtsidze in the closing stage of the round. That's good, doubling up on the jab. Good fight. That was a much better round for Tommy Langford, that second. A bit worrying the opening 3 minutes, but did he give that a Langford round?
I did, John. I thought he started the round much better, and then Khurtsidze came back into it, but then Tommy just finished the round catching the judge's eye, so he probably nicked that.
Getting advice from the far side of the ring, Langford to use his jab.
There you go, that's better from Langford with the movement. You see now he's holding the centre of the ring a lot better. That's good boxing, you see, clever boxing. Move around him. Khurtsidze strong as an ox. What he's got to do is obviously sustain the pressure and push Langford, try and get him back onto the ropes and into the corners to restrict the movement from Langford. That's what the shorter man's got to do. And when he gets the opportunities, John, on the inside, he's got to work a little bit more, Khurtsidze here. But that's why the movement is so important from Langford.
Ranked number 8 by Ring Magazine is Khurtsidze. That's a nice right hand from Langford, who's ready and willing to take on this man who's been avoided by so many others. And the prize, should he get there, is a big one. Gets him right into the league of Billy Joe Saunders, who's watching on, the current WBO champion. And talking to him, he said there are other fights he'd like out there. He'd like to fight Golovkin somewhere down the line. Well, if he's got to come through somebody like this first.
There was an example there, John, of how you've got to concentrate in this contest, Tommy Langford. He's doing well up to this stage, then gets caught with a left hook, and that really spurs his opponent on now, look, you see. He knows he's landed a good shot. You've got to concentrate for every second of every round when you're boxing a man of this strength.
That's good again from Langford. And good footwork, making Khurtsidze leap in behind that left
exactly
hook.
Yeah,
so a gamble shot, isn't it?
Gamble shot, and Langford could see it coming, so that was better boxing. But you've got to be switched on. He got caught with one earlier on. Now he's beating him to the punch, keeping him off balance. He's boxing better again, Langford now.
Heads clashed. Langford looking a little bit uncomfortable, look towards the referee and wanting to be protected in there. He thinks that that's illegal from Khurtsidze with a little bit of justification.
Oh, is there a cut, John? There's a cut above the left eye.
Was it a clash of heads? Well, that's something he certainly didn't need. Got cut against Sam Sheedy, did Tommy Langford, and he's looking a bit disorganised in that corner. He's getting himself into a toe-to-toe slugging contest at the moment, and Khurtsidze is just trying to walk straight through it.
You're all right, Tom, keep your hands up when you're coming out. You're making him, his hands are down here. Breathe, Tom. Come on.
Well, we think that this is where the cut came. Was it here? Bang.
Oh, yeah. I would say that's where the cut has come from, John. Doing great up to them, wasn't it? It's a bad cut as well. They're going to have problems with that.
And Tommy Langford has more problems now. Cut in that third round. A third round which you scored for Tommy?
Oh, I did, yes. I mean, he had a bad last 25, 30 seconds. But up until then, I thought he was boxing very well. Khurtsidze actually came on strong towards the end of the round and looked to end the round very strongly indeed. But he didn't win the round. For me, Langford won the round. And he's ahead now on my scorecard. But he's got a problem now, a big problem with that eye. He's got to protect it and watch out for them right hand over the top now.
Here comes the head again.
Yeah.
The referee's going to have to keep a close watch on that. That's better from Langford. Good hand speed. Says he models himself as a fighter a little bit on Joe Calzaghe, and that was sort of a bit Calzaghe-esque, that hand speed there in that flurry of punches.
Well, he needs Joe Calzaghe's work right here, John. He's going to throw lots and lots of shots. That's what Calzaghe used to do, didn't he? His work rate was phenomenal for a super middleweight, and that's what I think Tommy Langford needs here. He needs to keep this man off balance, throw threes and fours. That's better work from Langford. And hold the centre of the ring, John.
Yep, much more assured. Khurtsidze has been really struggling to make the weights. There could be questions about his stamina the further this goes. Khurtsidze hasn't done a lot in this round.
His feet have slowed down, John. That's why he's having problems now, Khurtsidze. He's coming forward, and Langford's been able to read the attacks. The feet are far too slow. He's just got a whole centre ring as Langford, but Khurtsidze is still dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but his feet have slowed down, John.
And I just wonder whether that's a legacy of the fact that he has struggled clearly to make the weight. He has been stopped before as Khurtsidze. TKO way back in 2005.
Yeah, if you read the report on that fight, John, there's lots of low blows and rabbit shots and all sorts, and the corner for Khurtsidze were complaining that it was really some illegal blows went in there. I didn't see the contest, but I read the report.
Good round this for Langford so far. Very good round. Another good round then for Tommy Langford as the bell goes to end the fourth. Kerry Kay's working away on the cuts in that corner. A lot of experience as a dietitian nowadays, as a cutsman. Once upon a time he was a champion bodybuilder, as Kerry. Long associated with Ricky Hatton as well. Into the fifth round. Another round for Langford, that last one.
I've got him a couple of points up now, John. But some judges may prefer this come forward style of Khurtsidze, but I think Langford is starting to box very well now. Like I said before, Khurtsidze is...
Oh, my word. Well, just when we were praising him, he gets caught and he's badly hurt. He's badly hurt. I don't think he's going to get up. Has he? He's been given. Well, look, oh, he's been stopped him. He stopped him. He has stopped him. Phil Edwards looked into his eyes and decided that there was no way. And Avtandil Khurtsidze produces the upset. We said he was dangerous. He believed he was prepared and ready to go on, but he was badly hurt. And this tough Georgian has provided the upset, and now could be heading for a fight against Billy Joe Saunders.
Well, Langford was doing so well, wasn't he, those previous rounds up until then. We always knew that this fella was extremely dangerous. You've got to keep the concentration level very, very high indeed. And he just gets caught with a left hook. He was caught with the very first punch of the contest from Khurtsidze with the left hook, and he got caught there with a peach of a punch. It looked quite high on the temple. He'll say that he could have gone on, but the referee's asked him to walk forward, John, hasn't he? He's asked him to walk forward, and Tommy just looked at him and hasn't really responded to that request, and he's called it off.
Well, what a performance, you could say. He's been the avoided man, and now he's on the cusp of a big fight, interim world title fight. And this is how it happened.
Let's have a look on this overhead camera here. Oh, there it was there, that left hook. Maybe a lapse in concentration, who knows, but it's a very quick... He doesn't get that right hand back quick enough, does he? He sort of throws a 1-2. There's the 1-2, doesn't bring the right hand back to the on-guard position and gets caught with the left hook. It's quite a lazy, slow 1-2. There you go, look, doesn't bring it back. And there your man there, he just gets him with that left hook, just jumps in and scores a terrific left hook. Yeah, fair play to him, it was a cracking punch.
He is a powerful man who many good fighters have not wanted to know. The Georgian flag is being held up there. Andre Rosier as well will be, I'm sure, not short of a few words after that performance. Meanwhile, anxious wait for Tommy Langford, who's seated on his stool on the far side. The doctors taking a close look at him. His plan, he said, was to get off first and get out of the way. And the plan for the first 4 rounds looked as though it was working. But then he didn't get out of the way, and we all saw what happened.
I mean, in every round, Khurtsidze is very, very dangerous, but Tommy Langford was just getting to grips with it, wasn't he? And I said to him in the week when I visited the gym, I said, this is a type of contest, Tommy, where you've got to stay 100% concentration for the whole 12 rounds, every second of every round. He says, I know, Richie, I know. But he just lapsed there. Maybe, I don't know, it was a 1-2 punch combination. He doesn't bring the right hand back quick enough. He just gets caught. But it was a hard fight, John. This is a hard fight to take on. You've got to give great credit for Langford for actually taking this contest, because this fella has been an avoided fighter indeed, Khurtsidze.
And we now see very clearly exactly why that was. Good round of applause from the crowd as Langford got back to his feet, but a night of huge disappointment for him. Khurtsidze is the man. He now moves on, and Billy Joe Saunders will be waiting, maybe. And I think we can go into the ring now and hear from our MC tonight, Alex Stephen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to show your appreciation for the brave effort put forth tonight by Tommy Langford. Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 27 seconds of round number 5. The referee decides that Tommy Langford in no position to continue, which means that the new interim WBO middleweight champion of the world, Avtandil Khurtsidze.
Tommy Langford will be bitterly, bitterly disappointed. He thought he'd got the blueprint for success, but he couldn't keep him off. He found the big punch, and now he gets that belt and moves on potentially to a big showdown against Billy Joe Saunders.